Hi, welcome to Shop Track. I'm Dan Dupinski,
Harold Harilko.
and welcome again. And Harold and I have something that we've talked about, and I think it's always been on my mind too. And it's this, okay? Cab etiquette and whatnot. And this will come into play. But here's the one thing we mentioned before, right, Harold? On this job, complacency will kill you, right? It will. It will eventually kill you. You may got, like I say, got away with a couple of things, but it'll come back to bite you in the ass. And complacency is the one thing. It used to be a time there were 5 guys on a crew with a fireman and whatnot, and then it went down to 4, and it was down to 3, right? And then they moved Buddy up front and down to 2. So you know what? You have to hold hands and work as a crew. So it's a crew thing. Now, however, having said that, and we'll get into that later, when it comes down to being a hoghead, the buck stops at the right-hand side of the cab. You own it. So it's nice to know Buddy's holding your hand, looking out for you, but you know what? You're the guy. So the buck stops here. You can't blame anything else or the equipment or this or that. It's you. Anyways, so in the cab, complacency. And what, Harold, would you agree there's a zone? When you railroad, you have to be in a zone, focused, okay? I don't give a shit about anything else. It's all railroad, right?
It's all about being on top of it. Hey, I'll tell you a story. Back when I was a brand new head end brakeman, maybe first couple months qualified, coming back from an undisclosed location west of a large city to the large city. Great guys back then. Here I am, we're heading back, reading the paper because we didn't have all personal entertainment devices.
Should have been the rule book.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the 696.
So,
back in those
so
days.
what happens? Hoghead looks at me and goes, hey, what was that last signal? Intermediate. I go, oh, yeah. You know what? Felt like about that big. Lesson learned. Focus.
Right.
Complacency.
What was he
kills.
asking anyways? But still, you're human, okay? Only human. Maybe, the kid was up all night, whatever, something stressful, cancer, whatever. You got to stay focused. You can't let outside influences. See, Buddy got caught, and you mentioned intermediate. Okay, we're going to get calling things out in the cab. And prompts, okay? And this is how you stay focused, right? You have to be in the zone at all times, all right? So things to stay in the zone. Remember, it's a hoghead. You're 10 miles ahead. You have to be ahead. So communicate everything. Everything. Now, calling out in the cab, including switches where practicable, whatever, but everything. It's like even the passenger slow your freight, you call it a yellow flag, passenger slow. So yellow flag, you call everything out, especially, okay, that's all I want to say. And we won't get into the, semantics or anything, but the bottom line and prompts. And the importance of intermediate signals, okay? Nothing drove me more crazy. Okay, now remember, when you first see a signal, okay, you identify the signal, that's when you call it out. But that doesn't mean you can accept it, okay? It could change. You cannot accept a signal till you take that signal, till you go buy it. Then you can, but you call it out as soon as you see it and keep your eye. And I remember, one time, clear signal, buddy, I don't hear response, clear signal, but he looks up and he goes, oh yeah, to nowhere. Oh, okay, listen, it governs the block. That attitude right there, okay? Used to be a stop and proceed signals, and then they became restricting, okay? And you know what, guys? It's not how fast you're going, right? It's how fast you can stop. Okay? And these guys that blow that say, it's just to nowhere. Yeah? Well, how many guys have tail-ended somebody, right? You come around a curve, right? Boom! Okay? Little things. You got to make mental notes. Like the Japanese, when they go by station, they say the station name, and they do a gesture with their, it's the same thing. You call out everything, and it's a hoghead. Okay, I can understand Buddy wants to feel, Harold, part of the team, a brakeman, but a brakeman with an A-book now, right? But anyways, right on. Let him call the foreman or whatever. But as a hoghead, I call the signals because that's part of my staying in the zone, right? Because I'm the guy that's doing this. I'll call the signals. I'll broadcast, okay? You can look after all the other stuff. But the signals are my thing because that's part of staying in the zone. And you always got to talk about upcoming restrictions. Just mention, hey, don't forget we got foreman, whatever. And, to maintain, I mean, small talk's one thing, but you got to stay focused. Like at certain times too, like on a clear to stop or whatever. I don't give a about the fishing story, right? Exactly. I want to clear to stop. Just, 1 mile, whatever. I mean, you got to stay, and little prompts. You have to have prompts. Little things like me, I learned from an old guy. I'm calling a foreman back in the, when you did everything. I never took the handset out of my hand until he was clear or whatever restriction is lifted or whatever. It was a prompt. Why? Oh, I got the handset. It's a prompt for him. It's like things like on a detector. Right? And now you have a counter, whatever, but you got to be conscious. You hit the button and you look and you go on the box. That's how you say it. On the box. Okay, we're on the box. Now we know we got to listen. Don't get caught up in other bullshit. Okay? And if you don't get it, are you sure? Then beep, beep, ask, okay? Always check. But that's the thing. Communicate that. And it's like listening for derails to come back on, right? Derail. I used to like saying, thanks, babe. The voice of the derail, okay?
Stay safe.
Anyways, no, hang on. Don't get, oh, you fuck. What the hell? What's going on?
We're six
Are we out of time?
6.5 minutes.
I don't care. You give me the hook. He was giving me the hook. I'm sorry, okay, sorry.
Well, hey,
we're not, listen, we're talking about in the cab. This is an important one. So just want to say, I don't care if it's going long. I'm sorry. If you're interested, you'll listen. Anyways, landmarks. Things like that. Always know where you are. You guys want to know how you stay in the zone? Complacency, right? You could do the same thing every trip.
Yeah, that's true.
And then all of a sudden, one time, right?
Yeah.
Buddy decides to come into town. Hey, there's other stories on that too, right? Okay? The bottom line is communicate, stay focused, and railroad. Nothing but railroad. All right? Listen, stop, look, listen, whatever. Anyways, be safe out there, Harold. Pink shirt guy. You got anything you want to add?
Stay safe. Focus.
That's right. Stay focused.
Stay in the zone.
Stand up. Stretch when you can. Oh, I always had the window open, hanging out like a dog, whatever it takes. But communicate. Okay? Talk everything. Share everything. Like one old hoghead used to tell me, don't keep secrets.